Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. Today's episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk is brought to you by Signature Painting and Coatings. They specialize in residential and small commercial painting. Owner Jeff Ostrader has been serving Louisville and Southern Indiana families for over 35 years. There is no job too small. For your no-cost obligation estimate, please contact Jeff at 502-494-0595. Signature Painting and Coatings. Hire a professional, not a painter. And we're back in the Brock Bourbon Bar, and this is Scott Minton, and we are chilling, and we're doing summer cocktails. So, so Babs over here has decided she's going to be our
barista.
Barista would be coffee.
Yeah.
You don't like coffee, so
hell
bartender.
No.
I'm gonna say mixologist.
Oh, okay.
that's a good one.
So
I can
there
go
you
with that.
So
Mix.
mixologist.
Yeah.
Mix.
And she's created a few different cocktails. We're going to do a small series, just a couple of different podcasts of different things that Barbara has created. And then we are going to release those so people can try them themselves, do whatever, and see how we like them. So this is our first stab at trying these. One is called what, Barbara?
The first one we're going to be drinking is the Kentucky Down Under Mule.
Kentucky Down Under Mule. And what's the other one?
The other one is a Kentucky Snickerdoodle.
Kentucky Snickerdoodle.
Yep.
So I'm a little thrown aghast by anything that says Snickerdoodle, but I'm trusting you in this situation. I don't know why, but I'm trusting you.
Snickerdoodle is typically very specific. I mean, there is a
Sweet.
tight range for that flavor.
Sweet
know.
sugar, cinnamon, and
Yep.
and I was gonna introduce, since Kofi,
Yeah.
we got the voice here, man. We've already got it cracking. He's ready to go.
I'm excited.
Woohoo.
Yes, Kofi Darku here, getting to taste bourbon with y'all. And when it's summertime, I do like a nice, refreshing drink. So I'm curious about these cocktails. I'm very
All right.
curious.
Well, I'm excited to be able to give them to you.
We have to make bourbon more approachable for folks during summer.
Exactly.
That's right.
So that's what this is all about. So
Absolutely.
without further ado, while we sip a little bit, because obviously you've tried these, because trial and error. Right? I'm assuming you just didn't make some shit up and give it to us, and we're just everybody's trying it for the
Barbara,
first
you
time.
never know.
That is true.
I never wrote down a recipe until I tried it. And if I liked it, I wrote it down. If I didn't write it.
Down Under Kentucky
Down
Mule.
Under Mule.
All right.
The Kentucky Down Under Mule.
So
Yep.
left hand, fellas.
I come from a land down under.
There we go, man. Was that Men Without Hats? Who was that?
Men
at Work.
Or was it Men at Work? That's right, Men at Work, yeah. Men Without Hats was Safety Dance. So we can
Yes.
dance if you want to, or you can
Yes.
bring a friend of mine. There we go.
Because if your friend don't dance, and if you don't dance, well, no friend of mine.
There we go. I love it. All right. I'm glad somebody else is picking this up with me today, man.
The cocktail?
Yeah.
I don't think
The Down
anybody wants
Under.
me to sing.
Hey, unless you're feeling it, don't do it. This Down Under is a little sweeter than I thought, you know.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Definitely a lot more ginger.
See, I'm not getting that. I get the bubble from the ginger, but I'm not getting as much on the flavor on the ginger.
Well, I don't drink ginger at all. Like,
Oh, so yeah, if you don't ever drink ginger,
super-
Yeah, if you don't
super
drink
this
it,
is
then
super forward to me.
yeah.
I'm a pro ginger in the beer or the cocktail kind of guy, and
so what kind of whiskey's in this, Barbara?
barely taste
It's
the
just a
ginger.
bourbon.
I know, but
I put
I mean, Rando bourbon, is it barrel strength? Is it? I mean, it's probably barrel strength because you're coming from your bar, but
I mean, there's a few things that aren't.
it's better if
enough.
I did test it out a little bit. It's better if it is a bourbon under 110 proof. So
All
you
right.
want it a little bit lighter on a proof. This one I did the Castle and Key.
oh, is it their rye mash bill or is it the wheated mash bill?
I don't remember.
Good Lord,
Come on, Barbara.
can't
Hey,
take her anywhere. So
the levels of specificity, Barbara. Come on.
so what?
I'm never there.
What's the ratio? So
Okay,
we got.
so we've got a half ounce of watermelon pucker.
That's where that is.
Yep,
That's
yep,
where
yep,
that
yep.
is. Yep. Go
That's
ahead.
the flavor.
We've got 1 ounce of the Fanta pineapple.
Okay.
Whoa. What?
2 ounces of bourbon of your choice, and just top it off with ginger ale.
I dove in. This is my third pull, so I've got a very, very distinct flavor on this bad boy.
Okay.
The watermelon is strong.
It is.
Like
Yeah.
it is hitting me like a
That's
ton
what I'm
of
getting more
bricks.
than the ginger now. That you.
Yeah, it's almost like it's overriding the bourbon. So
I don't taste the bourbon.
that's what I'm saying.
I
like
taste the bourbon.
That's the whole point.
I taste the bourbon, though.
Well,
It's faint.
It's very faint. It's
It's
very
faint.
It is faint. It's in there.
But the watermelon pucker is
Okay.
strong.
I don't dislike it. I
Okay.
just don't know that this is. Woo. This is.
I'm surprised that there's Fanta pineapple in here. because I'm a Fanta fan.
Yeah.
And I don't taste the Fanta, which is good.
I don't get the pineapple at all.
No.
That's what's weird.
Okay.
I bet if you had pineapple juice in here.
Yeah, I might do. We could maybe attempt to try it with exactly how it is already, but then a splash of pineapple juice as well, just to kind of help.
What do you
bring out
think of
that-
this drink?
Yeah,
though?
what do you think?
I
She
mean,
really
I like
likes
them
it.
all.
Yeah, she's like, I
She
made
wouldn't
it.
make
I
them
wrote it
for us,
down.
then.
She's like, don't discriminate. I like them all.
Watermelon though.
I think the watermelon has the most distinct flavor in
Yeah.
this, and I was so happy when you named it because I was like, that's what that flavor is.
Yeah. So,
So
I have a
created
hard time
10
dis-
different
distinguishing
summer cocktails.
fake watermelon flavor
Yes,
for
you
some
do.
reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like but yeah, like I was like, that's something familiar, but what is it? As soon as she said water, I was like, whoa, yeah, that's what it is.
I
So-
think the farther you get down into this, the farther I'm getting a little bit more pineapple flavoring.
well, I stuck my finger in and stirred it. I use the old school method, you know.
Nothing
I'm
wrong with
finger
that.
deep in there, man.
Just
Just
swirl on
swishy
it.
swish.
Tastes like
It's alcohol.
candy.
Get the shocker in there.
Boom.
Dang, Scott. Okay. It's an intimate affair all of a sudden. Don't mind if we watch.
we live in this place.
We live
We
in this
really
world.
do.
He got 3 fingers wet with that shaka.
Yep.
It's a very sweet drink.
It's very sweet. It's very approachable. I think the ladies would love this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I was asking her what she thought, because after the
My wife
watermelon
would love this.
was hitting me,
So yeah,
the 5th pull, I'm like, okay, it's kind of going down easy. I can see.
I'm not the typical girl.
Yeah, Barbara
Okay.
likes her rise, so she likes spice.
You're
so
right.
Bring on the spice.
So I was kind of so when I drank
Rye
this,
is hard for me. You're right.
it didn't come off as Barbara forward. I'll put it
right,
that way.
right.
No, it's
and I
not.
think for me, that's one thing that I was looking for.
Yep.
Were those that were a lot more approachable to the entire.
Non-drinkers that are non-bourbon.
There's that population. That's the word I was looking
Would your
Our general
wife drink
population.
it, Scott?
I think my wife actually might drink this. Now she would still say it was very heavy in alcohol because she's one of those people that like she can taste every drop of alcohol that's in something. But that being said, because the watermelon pucker is very strong flavor,
Yeah.
like it's very, and pucker is a very distinct flavor,
Yep.
like that soury sweet type mix. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I do know that if we were wanting to tape, you would hear that I said I tasted the bourbon in it, but very faint. Now, you all did not, and I know the goal is to make it not be
Yes.
tasted, but I do like the affirmation that the bourbon is in there. So.
And some of these are a little bit more less on the bourbon flavor, so that I can kind of encompass, like I said, the entire population. You know, those that may not necessarily like the bourbon flavor. There's options versus there are some options that are a little bit more bourbon rye heavy.
Yeah, that's a very astute comment. Now that being said, who invited Kofi? Affirmation, like that's a big ass word. I mean, that's
Especially for this
a little
that's
smart
too big
for
for us.
4
That's right.
syllables. You want me to pull out a 6-syllable word?
Please
you want me to go
don't.
6
No,
deep?
because then you and John will be over here like having this weird conversation on the backside, and I can't appreciate that.
Lightsaber. I'm going to bring out all the big words.
I'm just going to check out at this point.
That's right. I'm done. I just tapped out.
Listen. Hey, isn't this a bourbon podcast?
It is absolutely.
Aye,
So
aye.
if people want to drink bourbon, every once in a while, I want to affirm that the bourbon's in my damn drink.
There we go.
Okay?
There we
So
go.
if I use affirm, it's just in favor of the bourbon. Don't be intimidated by affirmations, y'all. You know, we're having a good time in this space of mental. There you go. We can share this now. Because we're giving more attention to mental health, and sometimes people have daily affirmations. So this
Yes.
is a word that you may start to hear more of, but I'm going to affirm this is a damn good drink. The more and more I drink it,
Yeah,
and
it definitely goes down easy.
the bourbon effect is happening because I'm feeling a little
Little
more free. You know, there's a little more stuff happening with my words. Go ahead, someone jump in here.
Johnny Tsunami just showed up. What's up,
know.
brother?
Hi, everybody.
Howdy, howdy.
I am going to affirm that this reminds me of a watermelon airhead.
Yes.
That's kind of sitting in a sitting in a glass of iced down bourbon. So I get some of the bourbon, but that watermelon kind of sugar
Yep.
is real prevalent.
Dude,
Yes.
Harry Styles, sit down, man. Watermelon sugar high. Look at you, dude, over here.
Watermelon sugar. I'm glad you made me aware of that. But no, it's true. Either watermelon sugar or even like an apple Jolly Rancher sitting in
Or
it
like
for a
a
little
watermelon
bit.
Jolly Rancher.
That's it.
See,
Or watermelon Jolly
so
Rancher.
this is how I know we're older than everybody else, because we straight up like Jolly Rancher and the Zima.
Yep.
Like, we know this stuff. You know?
God.
We dated ourselves like a mug. It's
Bring
true.
it on.
And before there was White Claws, we had Bartles and James, right?
Right on.
We had wine coolers.
Yeah.
Y'all
my
young
gosh.
y'all young folk don't know nothing about that stuff. Anyway,
I
God,
do.
no.
Whoever did that
You
reunite,
did, that's right.
Reunite, huh?
Snickerdoodle.
Alrighty.
Is
So
it
listen,
time?
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Like, now I know what kind of bourbon she used just by smelling it immediately. This
It's very strong in Amburana.
This is
Aye,
this
aye.
is definitely an Amburana finished bourbon, so it's got the nice rich like cinnamon and like sugary smell on it for sure.
Yep.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see what the other ingredients are, because I know that's one of them, and the other one
Woman
smells
rolling
very.
in thunder.
Carl's like,
like
oh,
that.
hi.
Can't you hear that thunder? Have we moved on to the next drink?
We have.
Yes,
We're
sir.
on to the
This
next
is
one.
the
You better
Kentucky
run.
Snickerdoodle.
You better get Snickerdoodle. Yeah.
It's definitely got the sugar.
Man.
It's very sugar, like cinnamon.
Cinnamon, sugar. It's got a little bit of some baking spice in there.
Well,
that's weird.
hell fucking yeah. Do we cuss on this?
Yes,
road?
absolutely.
We cuss because you know what? Well, I'm so happy I delayed. You are within
Wow.
10% of my Snickerdoodle range of flavor. This is like
Yeah, that is very close to it.
out of a 5, I'm giving you 3. I'm like,
All
what
right.
the fuck? What the fuck is this?
So that is man. So
And I'm not a fan of the sweet drinks. To go from the watermelon pucker to this, it's if
This
you
one
told me
has a
straight
lot-
up that's what I was doing, I probably
Yeah.
would decline.
Well, and the crazy thing is, even though this one is still very sweet, you do get a whole lot more of that bourbon
Yeah.
flavor.
yeah, what else is in here?
So, ironically enough, there are 3 ingredients in this one. That's it. You've got the Starlight Cigar Batch Bottle and Bond.
all right.
Okay. You have a 1/4 of an ounce of French vanilla.
Whoa, that's it. That's it.
And then you top the sucker off with cream soda.
There we go.
What the? I do love me some cream soda.
So-
do we have a brand on the cream soda?
I typically almost always go A&W.
Okay.
But that's
word.
That's just a
Something
my
Because
thing.
it's
soda.
true. I am a big root beer fan.
Okay.
I like the
Okay.
A&W. I like the mug and there's Barks too.
This is really good, but I will say, I bet a dime to $1 just a splash of that marshmallow
Uh-oh. What you trying to do?
would like add
I can
add
understand
a zip
that.
to it.
So one thing that I do want to try, because I'm trying also to use more ingredients that just about everybody
can get. Yeah,
Exactly.
no, 100%.
So that marshmallow one that you're talking about isn't necessarily the easiest one to get. I'm
It's not.
looking at trying to find that marshmallow like simple syrup just
Yep.
to kind of add that
Which,
little.
if had you told me, I'd have brought you some, because
Yeah,
I've got the
didn't
toasted
even think
marshmallow
about it.
simple
Yeah.
syrup. So.
We haven't been able to order it yet, but that's my goal.
Yep.
And then I can kind of play off of that in something that's a little bit easier for just everybody else to get.
So this is really good. Now I will say, because I saw it, I can taste the faintest bit of aftertaste of it being sugar free. So
Okay.
it's actually cream soda zero,
I don't get
Yeah.
it.
and I get a little bit of that.
I
that
strike your
fake
words.
Sugar. It's okay. Listen,
Strike your words from the record. Please, Your Honor. Strike his words. I don't need to hear that this is sugar free.
Okay,
Strike
so-
his words.
So the fact that we have gotten into now the second full cocktail, and I am just now finally saying this, to each their own.
that's right.
To each their own.
It's just
That's my phrase.
for
I
me.
hear
So
that.
so for me, artificial sweetener has a very distinct.
Agreed. Detracting taste for
It's not.
me.
It's not even detracting. So in this situation, it's not detracting at all. It's the aftertaste. It's what. It's the feeling that it leaves on the coat on my tongue and in the mid part of my mouth. So
That's
it
really
affects
specific.
it affects my palate, not necessarily in a bad way as far as taste, like being sweet enough or not sweet enough or things like that. It's the texture or the mouthfeel that it gives me. So for me, that's the one reason I don't typically ever use anything that's zero diet or any of those things, because of the artificial sweetener touches my palate a weird way.
I'm fortunate. I don't think it's hitting me like that. And it's
But you could just as easily make it with regular cream soda.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think
Yeah.
I would like to drink more, even though I'm normally not a fan of this drink. What's
Mm-hmm.
really hitting me about this drink, and I like it that you want to keep the recipe list universal so that everyone can get it. But I'm curious about this marshmallow.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, I'm just going through some.
I mean, there's some marshmallow over. Somebody wants
Yeah.
to go grab it.
Please, I'm going through a major life situation right now, and I'm open to talking to other people in terms of being a partner with them. And I could see myself offering a woman this drink beside a fire, and if there was some more of that s'more flavor going on, I'd be like, yep, I hooked it up. Who wants to have a little s'more, little after dinner drink by the fire? I'm just saying, normally I'm thinking about what dudes like, but this makes me think about what do the ladies like.
I sort of wonder what this would do with ice cream.
Ooh, boy.
Like a vanilla.
Yes.
Yeah, I
well,
can-
there's already. Oh my god.
There's already that French vanilla syrup in there.
Yeah, but just like just a little bit of vanilla.
Here we go. Let's hit it up, bro. Hit it up. Give me just a little bit of that.
So this is Hotel Tango marshmallow.
Why is this so rare? Why is this not the everyday person?
It just he really hasn't got just
So it's in full distribution in all of your AFI stores.
Okay.
So he's a military guy background. So it's readily available if you're near a base. We'll put it that way. Or if you live in Indianapolis or where they heavily distribute.
Yeah, this is more of a treat with the marshmallow.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No.
Like, and it's interesting because you got me in the space where I would normally decline on these drinks, but I'm like, this could be in the arsenal, yo, where I'm like, I need to learn how to make this, is what I'm
So the
telling you.
marshmallow immediately affects the nose too drastically.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Now, do you still have as much of an aftertaste?
Give him
No,
a second.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, the aftertaste is kind of going away.
Okay.
Interesting.
But the marshmallow is more prevalent, and so
It
it's
is.
actually taken away a little bit of that, that snickerdoodly, like cinnamon and sugar
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah. We
didn't
it's
use
It's way
science.
more faint.
I think
Yeah.
my splash was smaller than your splash,
It's
but
a possibility.
it was still strong. The,
So-
the marshmallow edition is it dominates.
yeah. I
I
prefer
think
it
it
without
kills.
the marshmallow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it kills.
I think
that
it killed too much of the cigar.
snickerdoodle.
That
Yep.
Yeah.
kills too much of the cigar batch for sure.
Maybe if you use like a fourth of an ounce
Exactly.
for everyone's.
But
Well-
that being said, it did kill
Maybe.
it also killed the aftertaste.
I
of
would-
the,
Yeah.
True. But I'm wondering if that toasted marshmallow syrup, if just a splash of that wouldn't overpower that cinnamon snickerdoodle type,
I'm
but
willing.
still get a little bit of that really good flavor going.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm willing to use the.
vanilla pop a lot more.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yes,
did.
it does.
Yeah, but it killed that cinnamon.
It killed the cinnamon. It made the vanilla pop. You're exactly right, John.
I agree with that.
Even though you're talking in the background, I appreciate that.
Listen, it's true. if we had this do over again, when we do the marshmallow, I would just use the smallest amount until I could taste it.
Like a quarter ounce or something. Yeah, probably something like
Okay.
that.
Because the initial hit, very pleasant surprise. Still good with the marshmallow, but I want some of those other flavors.
I like the original one better.
Yeah.
I will contend. I still think that zero sugar is not a good thing
I'm
for
sure.
my palate.
I'm
For my
sure.
palate.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right.
We all
You
know.
could also swap out the cream soda for like an A&W root beer or something of that.
Yeah.
Or a bar.
Yeah. That being said, I think there's something with that cream soda that helps bring out that vanilla and those
No.
baking spices.
I'm with her.
Where that snickerdoodle part.
I would
pops
pick
more.
maybe a different type of cream soda.
Okay.
Because A&W is, I mean, to me, it's sort of basic. But you could go IBC. I mean, there's a lot of
forgot
different
about
ones that you
IBC.
could pick. But yeah.
Absolutely.
I would challenge you to make the root beer float bourbon drink. I think
I'm all for that.
Can you go out on your own? Can you just think about what the flavors there you want to play with, and let us sample your root beer float bourbon drink?
That'd be
I
easy.
have 10 already.
She's got 10. We're gonna
Here,
we get
that won't
hammered if we
take
get all
me-
10 of
Are
them.
we gonna do this in the next show? my palate's set, yo. My palate is ready to go.
I can easily throw in that kind of a drink.
And I know
Absolutely.
I know it's not the bourbon talking, y'all. I know it is not the bourbon talking.
Sure.
It
Not
is
yet.
From
Not yet.
my soul that genuinely loves root beer floats.
All right.
Just,
So do I.
So
I'm with you on that.
we have to pick a winner.
Okay.
So
I was wondering if we did that.
so we
'cause I-
gotta
Absolutely.
listen. We always got to pick a winner. So
Absolutely.
it's kind of obvious already.
right. So we got the Down Under Mule and we got the Snickerdoodle. So which one are you going for? I'll let you go first, Carl. Where you got?
Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle.
The
All right.
original version.
Original version. All right, Barbara.
No, let me go last.
Oh my God. Hey, my babies, I can't pick. All right, Kofi.
No.
Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle.
I'm the one who made them.
So
Even though I love a down
I'm going to go
under.
Snickerdoodle only because the artificial watermelon kind of, to me, I honestly, I think if you got rid of that, that thing would have probably been the best one. You know?
Okay.
I don't want watermelon
each
in my.
their own.
I don't want watermelon in my bourbon.
I mean, it
each
wasn't
their
bad.
It wasn't bad. I
Sounds
don't
a little
want
harsh. I mean,
I
it
don't want
sounds
watermelon mixed with my bourbon.
What if it was an apple flavor? Jeez.
Apple, I'd probably be down with because apple is something that accentuates on bourbon anyway.
Is it because of the existence of watermelon as like a negative?
No, I love watermelon. Watermelon is probably my
Thank you.
third favorite fruit.
Just wanted to make sure you still love watermelon.
No, I love
man,
watermelon.
because the way you're talking now, it sounds like hate.
No, I love watermelon. Watermelon is literally, it's my third favorite fruit. Third. Very specific third.
Absolutely.
Pineapple's my
So-
favorite.
You made the case.
Of the two that I picked for this podcast, I mean, I love them both. Probably Snickerdoodle edges just a tiny bit.
Gotcha.
3 snickerdoodles.
But you're talking about, this apple stuff. I've got a cocktail with the Good Times apple rye.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm curious.
I wonder if there's apple pucker in it, but we'll find out.
y'all
Anyway.
gonna, y'all gonna
There
get
is
me messed
not.
up.
Oh, okay.
Y'all
Cool.
gonna get me messed up on this show.
Bring
All
it
right.
on.
So that's our episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk today. If you want to find us, you can find us on Facebook, the Instagram, or the Twitter. You can email us any questions at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. This is Scott, Kofi, Barbara, Carl, and Johnny Tsunami signing off. Peace
Peace out.
See ya.